Joined by Coach Steve Green, head coach of the Texans today. And Coach, you needed to win. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You had to have one, and you got one at Western. Had to scrap for it, but you got it done.
Yeah, it seems like we always have to scrap for it over there, and it kind of seems to follow the same pattern every year. We go over, the game starts, we're not quite ready. We get behind, we fight our way back, and then at some point in the second half, we've kind of taken control and then held on for dear life. And I think that's pretty much what's happened in the last 2 years over there.
Good news is you got behind early and you didn't panic. It was a basketball team that, although is young and has shown some signs of youth, they figured out how to slowly fill the hole rather than try to do it all at once.
Well, and I think we had some help because they had a lot of opportunities, I think, to stretch the game or stretch the lead, and were unable to, complete plays and what have you. I mean, I thought they were a lot more aggressive initially than we were. But they didn't complete all the plays. I thought we were playing about as bad as we possibly could play, and we're only down 12-7. And basketball is a kind of funny sport. I mean, it's you can be down, anymore. I mean, 10 to 12 to 14 points, and you're 2 baskets away from putting the pressure on people again. So, you hit a 3 here, and they make a mistake, and what have you. And I mean, the game, it gets close again. That's why it's also hard, I think, to you get ahead of people. And, I mean, the same thing works in reverse. And, a 20-point lead, and we've had several of those. We had 2 or 3 of them out in Arizona that you think, okay, well, now I'm going to, try to rest some people and let some other people play. Well, hey, next thing you know, it's 8 points again. So who knows, man?
One of the things I thought you did more frequently in this ball game than you have in the past, we talked about playing possession to possession, and I thought your movement of the basketball was pretty good on offense. You got some good looks, I think, against Western that you didn't have in those first 2 conference games.
Yeah, we've kind of, they're a team that really prides themselves in getting after you, and the coach over there is an aggressive type guy, and he likes his players to be in your jersey, so to speak, defensively. So that sure leaves a lot of open space on the floor, and if you can't rotate and help, and it leaves a lot of driving lanes. Well, people are slow getting to the spots, which opens up some 3-point shooting or another drive and what have you. So it took a while, but we kind of began to pick and choose some seams to get into.
Early on, it was that press. It looks a little like a man press, and that second player floods up and everybody shifts up a notch. Was that an identification problem earlier on? Is it just a situation where the players just weren't sure how to execute against that particular press?
I think it was a little bit of everything. I mean, it shouldn't have caused us trouble because we attempt to do the same thing, and but for some reason, in particular, we had 1 or 2 guys that just panicked, and so I think when you start panicking and you're not playing well, you develop tunnel vision, and you can't open up and see the entire floor, and so this is my goal and I'm going that way, and if somebody happens to be in the way, too bad, and you can't make the adjustment. We worked on it out here yesterday a little bit in practice, and after the first couple of times of repeating the same mistakes, then all of a sudden it just seemed like, how did I do that? And I think sometimes guys don't, they don't do math very well. I mean, you got 5, they got 5, and if they got 2 on you, then that means somebody has to be open. Right. Now, if the one person goes and hides down there, that's what makes it tough, But you start coming back and meeting the pass and what have you, then you get through it. I think it's what helped us in the game. Eventually, we threw over the top, and then we just started driving the ball to the basket, and we probably completed more transition baskets than we have all season.
Get ready to go against Odessa, coming back to your own house here on Thursday. What are some of your concerns with this team coming in on Thursday night?
Well, defending 4 guys on the perimeter is kind of a problem for us, and we were just trying to decide right now how we want to guard certain aspects of their offense and things like that. But same thing. I mean, the ball goes on the glass. Who gets it? I think we actually won the rebounding battle against Western Texas, and that's the first one we won in I think 4, 5, 6. That's the first victory on the glass in 7 games. And I actually spoke to our team about that and said, we don't out-rebound this team tonight. You can expect to be looking at 0-3 in the conference. So that's probably where this game is going to be won and lost. I think probably the same thing out here. Come Thursday, if we don't get our share of rebounds and give them second shots at it and what have you, you dig a hole that's kind of hard to climb out of.
All right, Coach, any final thoughts for us before we get ready to
No.
get ready to go back on Tuesday or on Thursday?
No, just that we kind of took off yesterday and kind of worked on a few of the finer points of what we're trying to do offensively, and we'll get after it a couple times today, and then try to play Thursday.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Thanks for dropping by, and best of luck to yourself and the Texans.
Thank you.